if I told you that the most powerful victories aren't announced with trophies, but felt quietly, in the way people choose again and again to believe, not in a single moment, not in one dramatic comeback, but across time, because for 20 consecutive months, one name has refused to fade. And no, this story isn't really about rankings. It's about something far deeper. It's about trust. Jin has just achieved something that almost defies logic in today's fast-moving world. He has remained #1 on the My One Pick chart for 20 straight months. Think about that for a moment. 20 months of constant attention. 20 months of people waking up, logging in, and choosing the same person. Not out of habit, but out of conviction. In the November K-pop solo category alone, Jin captured 43.92% of the total combined vote, dominating both cumulative monthly voting and real-time one-pick selections. That balance matters. It means his support isn't fleeting or situational. It's steady, intentional. And this consistency stretches far beyond one chart. For 94 consecutive weeks, Jin has topped the K-pop individual category weekly rankings. For 23 consecutive months, he has led the monthly rankings without interruption. In an industry where popularity rises and falls overnight, this kind of endurance is rare. It doesn't happen because someone is loud. It happens because someone is reliable. But here's where the story truly changes tone. Because people don't just vote for Jin as an artist, they vote for the person they believe in. Across countless themed polls, Jin continues to rank first in categories that have nothing to do with sales or performances. A star who protects the soul. A star known for intelligence and thoughtful presence. A figure who feels timeless, gentle, and reassuring. Someone who feels warm enough to be trusted with people's emotions. Those titles don't come from marketing, they come from resonance. And that resonance reached its peak in 2025. In the poll asking, who is the #1 star in donation influence, Jin received over 1.26 million votes, nearly 46% of the total. Almost half of everyone who participated chose him. Not because he asked, but because he showed. Ahead of his birthday on December 4th, Jin quietly donated 100 million won to the Namguang Social Welfare Association in Busan. No fanfare, no spectacle, just sincerity. Earlier this year, he made another 100 million won donation to the Korea University Medical Center, helping patients with incurable diseases in developing countries, people he may never meet, but never forgot. These weren't symbolic gestures, they were deliberate acts of care. And fans noticed. They didn't just celebrate him, they mirrored him. Because when someone you admire turns compassion into action, support stops being passive. It becomes purposeful. This is why Jin is called the #1 donation influencer, not because of numbers alone, but because his choices inspire others to give, to share, to look outward. This is what 20 months at the top really represents. Not hype, not noise, but a quiet agreement between an artist and the people who believe in him. That kindness matters, that consistency matters, and that influence is most powerful when it's used to lift others. In the end, Jin didn't just stay at #1, he stayed true. And that is why, month after month, people keep choosing him.